Brought to you by Lister Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Jordan Nielsen here, host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV, and today we have the pleasure of having Liz Peckham of Long Realty here in Tucson on the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Awesome. So we'll let you, or just a quick introduction of yourself. If somebody watching, we're going to get into the show quickly, but just a quick intro on yourself.
I've been a realtor for 18 years.
Uh-huh.
I work with my husband, who's been a realtor since 1987, so 31 years.
Wow.
And we work together, and
So you guys know what you're doing then, right? So it's a husband and wife team that you guys work. Awesome. And you guys are top performers here in Tucson and at your brokerage Long Realty. But today we're going to be talking about how to be successful in real estate, because before this show we were talking a little bit about, you know, how so many people are getting into the real estate market because it's hot right now, but we don't see the amount of people that are, you know, leaving the business. And that's why we want to talk a little bit about, you know, how to be successful in the business. You know, obviously it's never fun going to the office and seeing all these people that are super pumped. They just got their real estate license, and then they're not there in 6 months to a year because they weren't focused on the right activities to drive their business. And so anyways, I guess we'll start talking about that. So, you know, success. How do new agents find success?
Well, so sometimes they go through training, and the training, they're all pumped, as you said. They're all pumped when they come out of training, and they think they can go for it and start making all this money and getting all this business. And people are looking at them. It's like, oh, another realtor, more advertising, more marketing,
Right.
And how am I going to handle this when they go into situations? So the first thing that I would say is be motivated, no matter what. Get up every single morning. Have a routine, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going to the coffee shop, whether it's cycling, no matter what it is, have a routine. Start it first thing in the morning. If it's going to the office and doing your paperwork or setting appointments for your schedule for the week, whatever it is, do something every single day. Talk to somebody every single day. Talk to as many people as you can every single day. Just being out there, just being out in the public. So if you've got a hobby, delve into that hobby a little bit more so you can meet more people, talk to more people. Maybe it's sitting on a charity board. Talk to people. Do something every single day. Make sure you have a schedule. And the best part is talking to other people that are excited about the business.
Right.
So that helps somewhat become successful, because if you're sitting home and you're waiting for the business to come, no matter what it is, if it's in real estate, if it's another sales job, you can't wait for it. You've got to go out and seek it.
Right. And that's what I was going to say. So it doesn't work if you just get your license and everybody thinks I'm a professional, I'm going to sit at home, maybe make a post or two on Instagram and Facebook, and then hope that the business comes in, right? Is that a right strategy? Actually, we were talking about business plans and business strategies.
Yes. And I think you do need to have a plan. And I do my business plan every November, no matter what. I do it every single November for the following year. And sometimes I start a little bit earlier. And then I do pretty much a checkup every single month and making sure I'm hitting my goals. And those are the things that you have to look at every single day, not just that month. But I still use a piece of paper and a pad next to my desk, and I still jot things down. And I'm just tech savvy, so I am using my phone and my laptop for other things, but I still have that pad of paper and write things down because I still need to look at that. Some people do, some people don't, but if it's on paper and you're looking at it every single day when it's next to your computer, you need to check it off.
Right.
Some people that's not easy for, and maybe it's having an alarm on their phone saying you have to do this now, or however you can set your schedule is how you need to do it. But I also think doing open houses, getting involved in the business, talking to other people in the business that are successful, working together with other agents, because that's how you're going to be successful at the end of the day, whether it's for your buyers or your sellers. Because if you don't get along with that other agent, that deal can fall apart pretty easily. And if you're new, you don't know how to keep it together. And those are some traits that you probably need to learn. And I would say the best thing to do is shadow someone. That's if somebody will allow you to do that, I think that's probably the best thing to do in this
Not
industry.
just anybody, somebody that is generating business, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So Shadow Liz, but anyways, you mentioned creating a business plan, and that's very important in your life. And obviously, everybody should have a plan, but I think that's just step one. Step two is how do you hold yourself accountable to your daily routine and to doing these things? Because you throw out things like they're easy, but I think a lot of people struggle with getting out in the community, doing more than what's expected. But honestly, in real estate, what else can you expect? You have to run it like a business and get in front of people. Like, the more people you know, the likelihood of you doing a deal is higher, So it's a numbers game like anything. But how do you stay
Absolutely.
motivated every single day?
Well, that's why I said do what's good for you. If it's going to a yoga class, cycling, going to the gym, do some form. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like to exercise, but do something that will make you think. Maybe walk Sabino Canyon. Just do something that makes you think, gets your mind going in the morning, and set your alarm to get up if you can't get up. Get up earlier than you normally would. Make sure that you start adding everything up in your head of, okay, this is what I'm doing first, this is what I'm doing second, this is what I'm doing third, and I have to follow through. If you don't follow through, you won't be successful.
So is this a routine of your? Do you
do.
find success in the exercise? Because honestly, that's how. Like last year, I did a whole lot of training because I was doing Ironman. I still do some, but just doing that endurance and stuff, or just going for a run, or doing something for that. It seems like you. I don't know if it's just me. I'm just gonna ask you if I get like ideas and stuff like 20, 30 minutes into my workout. When your blood's pumping and stuff, and it just kind of makes you have a clear mind. So it's more than just like you need to exercise, but
No.
it helps you in the other aspects of your day
absolutely.
and your business.
So I try to be out of my house by 5:15 every single morning. So I know I'm starting my day, and if I get back home to eat breakfast or whatever I'm doing in the morning, I have plenty of time, but I'm not procrastinating. I'm, oh no, this has already gone by so fast. So I go to the gym in the morning, and it's also my social time, and it's my workout. But I'm not one of those people that will be at the gym and be on my phone the whole time I'm at the gym and I can't work hard enough. So that's the time where it's just my time. I can think, as you said, when you're into that routine, 15, 20 minutes, you're starting to think, because even if you're in a class or even if you're cycling with other people, you really are on your own. You're still concentrating on that road, or you're concentrating on whatever your routine is. And I think that helps people. And I think reading a lot, just learning as much as you can about a subject, more information, especially in our industry. When I'm saying it's really important, we're dealing with people that are moving, but they're moving up, they're moving down, they're getting transferred, there's deaths in the family, there's births in the family. So we're dealing with a lot of different emotions. And the more you can learn about anybody or anything is super important. So pick up a book, pick up your Kindle, whatever it is, learn more about something. And I'm not saying it has to be those things. It could be
Sure.
Weightlifting, or a type of yoga you've never heard of, or whatever it is. And I keep bringing fitness into this, but it could be anything. It could, wherever your mind goes, and what's the easiest thing for somebody to focus on. I mean, sometimes it's hiking. I keep going back to fitness again, but it's just, that's the easiest thing for me, that's how I think. And there's other people that can just chill and relax, and that's their form of meditation. So I think the more you can do for yourself, the more successful you'll be. And when you look at some motivators, some national motivators, they'll tell you the same thing. You think about your health, think about fitness, think about your business plan, think about getting up off the couch. Don't stay home and watch Netflix all day long and say, oh, I have an hour
and
time.
I didn't close any deals this month. What happened?
Exactly. So I think it's just, when I say it's motivation, it's just waking up and being excited about something. I'm not saying it's the business. It's just got to be something. Maybe you're meeting a new person today, or maybe you're going to a new restaurant. Maybe you're seeing something new in Tucson. Tucson has so many things to do every single day.
Right.
So just get out there.
So you talked a lot about how you start your day, transitioning into, obviously that plays a key role in your business and how you're managing your day. But what are those activities that you personally do every day that help grow, foster relationships? What are those things that you do every single day or every month? Maybe you have activities that you do weekly or monthly to stay in contact with your spirit. What are those things that drive your business?
Well, actually, the newest thing that I'm doing are videos, and I think videos
Awesome.
are great. So they're a little bit harder, but I think that's the generation we're in right now, and that's the way people are. They want things quick. They want to see things quick. They want to look at it, and they want to be able to click on it. Yes, they like it, and it's instant gratification to see something and learn something quickly and see it on screen instead of having to actually dig through something and read it or get something in the mail. I think direct mail is still good for some people, but I think the approach, depending on the market you're targeting, video is really good, and social media. So on my little notepad of paper every single day, I have something written down that I need to do. And then at the end of the day, I write things for the next day. So I don't start in the morning writing things down. Whatever I don't finish or what I'm thinking about that isn't my due date yet, I can put on to the next day.
Right.
So it's not procrastination, it's just making sure I have a list of things to do to keep myself busy. So if I don't keep myself busy, I'm just like, oh gosh, what's going on? I need to keep myself busy every single day. I need to do something, and it has to be consistent. And that's the other thing, is be consistent no matter what you're doing. So if somebody's new and they want to do, I'm doing open houses, I'm going to go here, and I'm doing 10 different things at the same time, I would say do open houses Thursdays and Fridays, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever day they choose, and be consistent with it. And be consistent with the neighborhood. Be consistent with knowing the facts about that neighborhood, what the HOA is, what's the subdivision like, what amenities does the subdivision have. And the more you learn, the more you'll pick up clients, because you're an expert in that field right now. And if you're doing an open house in this area and that area, and it's someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer, they're going to probably use somebody else.
Right.
But if you're the expert in that area, no matter what it is, so you can be an expert in your hobby, and that's the people that you can build your business on. You're all doing the same thing.
So being a local expert, a lot of what you're saying here rings true with real estate, with any business that you're building. It's showing up every single day and making progress every single day, doing those activities. Those activities will be tailored towards what you are, because you probably do different things than what your husband does.
Absolutely.
Since you guys work together as a team, we can talk about that in a second. But I think people will be surprised about what they can build if they stay focused on the right activities day in and day out. It's when you get distracted by this day, and then your days distracted add up to be more than what your day's productive. Just like our business, we're almost 5 years old, but we do things every single day to progress. And then you're just surprised when you look back. You're like, wow, we did that. And I think that holds true with pretty much any business. What you do on a day-to-day basis in the now is ultimately what you become.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about you and your husband, since you guys work together as a team.
Okay.
It's a different dynamic. I think, if you're a solo agent, and that's all, and then you don't have a transaction coordinator, you have to do everything regardless.
Right.
You have to get through the transactions to do it. But working together with a partner, you can hopefully play more to your strengths, or and delegate. So how does the dynamic work with you and your husband?
Okay, so the first thing is, our desks face each other like we're facing each other. So our computers are actually facing each other, and people will walk into our office and say, how do you two work together? How do you do this every single day? Well, probably because we're not really looking at each other every single day. We're probably looking at our computers, or we're on the phone, or we're in and out of the office. And usually a day has a set schedule. So when you look at, we've been very lucky. We've been married. We just celebrated our 30th anniversary. So we've been in the business a long time together and married together. So you don't do the same things. You're not usually at the same place at the same time every morning. And especially Monday mornings, we go through our schedule together. what's your schedule look like? So if we have a listing appointment, we do go to those together.
Okay.
So if we have a listing appointment or something coming up, we know each other's schedule for the week. And actually it changes, because sometimes people say, oh, this house just came on the market, can you show it to me? But I tend to take buyers out more, because obviously I talk a lot, and I have them in my car, and I can give them a lot of information while they're in my car. So I can talk about anything in this community that people want to know about. And that's what I tend to do, is find out as much as I can about my clients while they're in the car. So I like to know if they're a foodie, if they play tennis, if they play golf, if they cycle, what do they do in their free time? And a lot of times people say, well, I don't have a lot of free time, I work this many hours. So I ask them, well, if you could do something in your free time, what would it be? And then it helps help them find a property that's suitable for them. Because then when you start to say things, they'll say, oh yeah, this is what we normally do. And then, so you're basically breaking the ice. And then he does a lot of the listings, so he'll meet the photographers a lot of the time. We both do inspections, but we split our day up. So usually on Mondays, we know what our schedule is the rest of the week. So the things that are consistent, we know what's on our schedule. So if there's, like, my day's consistent, obviously, in the morning. But if the schedule is a big deal, then just with us working together, we've always worked together really well. We don't argue about anything. We just say, okay, this is what has to be done. Who's going? You're going there, and I'm going there, because sometimes you have to be someplace at the same time.
Right.
And it helps to have two of you, because you can be a mediator with some situations you're dealing with, because you do deal with a lot of people that maybe someone wants to sell the house and somebody doesn't. And if you can deal with partners, we can both deal with one or the other. We can say who will work better with this one or that one.
Right. Different personalities, sure.
And so a lot of times, if we have a showing and we have to get a call, because say it's a 2-hour appointment prior to showing, they'll call or text him. He'll call or text me, so I can tell the other person. So we're talking to, say, a husband and wife or whoever it is, that we can at least let know that they're both knowing the communication. And that's another thing that's really important, is communication. So even though we work together, sometimes we forget to tell each other things.
Right.
So that's why my paper's really good. And so I was like, oh, okay. So at dinner, we'll be, okay, did you know this happened today, or this happened today? Because we can be at two totally different places all day.
And that's what I was going to ask you. I was like, so since you guys work together in business, do you guys find yourself talking about real estate? When you're out on dates and stuff like that, or is it?
Well, yeah, you do. Well, you do.
I mean, it's all.
You do, and then
your
we're
lives.
with friends a lot. We try to keep our social calendar really full. But that's the question that comes up every single time, because we walk into a room, it's like, oh, how's the market and what's going on? So that ends up being a topic of conversation. So you really can't get away with it.
But that is good. I mean, that's good. People see you guys as experts in your field, so I mean, that's great,
But
if you're a real estate agent, nobody asks you any questions. There might be some red flags there, right?
Well, they do ask a lot of questions, especially during the holiday season. That's a huge topic of conversation. So and coming into the fall, because you'll have a lot of snowbirds coming in, it's a huge topic of conversation. So I think you just need to be really well versed in what the market's doing, special areas in the market, depending on where. So say the party's at somebody's house in this subdivision, you really need to know about that property before you even get to their house. I think it's one of the things you just need to be one step ahead. No matter what you do in this career, be one step ahead, so you can learn as much as you can and keep the knowledge going.
Awesome.
And I think that's the other thing. I think people get discouraged quickly, and this business is, it ebb and flows. So you really have to balance it, and when you get your deals, you can't wait for the next one. You have to prepare to have subsequent ones coming. Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest thing for a new agent.
Yeah. So what is there any
Well, you
secret
always
to
have,
it?
well, there's no secret. It's working hard. It's just working really, really hard. And having good transactions and having people like you and getting referrals. And
I think that's the biggest key right there.
The biggest thing is people like you. I mean, and groups of people that will like you, and what, if they're in a business, they'll recommend you to other people, and you could have sold, I don't know, 20 houses compared to all those people in that one company or whatever, wherever they work. So I think it's super important because people rely on us. I have clients that will call me, months later, years later, asking me for referrals for doctors, or, hey, you're at this restaurant a lot, text me, what do you think of this? Or, I have these kids coming in from another area, another country for brunch on this day, where would you suggest we go? So that's the fun part, when people just ask me silly questions of, where can I go to eat, or what's going on in Tucson this weekend, do you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is going on, or that's going on, or this should be really fun. So knowing what is going on in the community is a big deal too.
Right.
Whether you go to
and
not.
that comes across, like, if I want to do something in Tucson, I might want to call you. It sounds like you, like, seriously, like, but I'm visualizing the experience when somebody hires you guys and you're out showing properties, but you really dive in and you care about, you want to break the ice and find out a little bit more about the people, because, based on their hobbies and stuff that they like to do, if they're a foodie or whatever, this area might be a better fit for them than here. And I think that's...
Say that again.
I guess Siri had something to say, but I think it's very important, when people want to, plant themselves, and most people don't want to move around every 6 months or so, but yeah, it's important to know the area. So awesome, but awesome. I do appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to join me here. What does the future look like do you guys call yourselves the Peckham team, or is it Liz?
No, it's just Liz and Tom Peckham.
Okay.
But it's just us. We do have somebody that helps with our paperwork, but it's basically just us.
Awesome.
Because the paperwork gets a little tough, but.
So if somebody, wants to ask you some more questions, maybe hire you as an agent to buy or sell a home, or an agent that just needs some advice or wants to ask you more about what you talked about today, how do people get a hold of you?
They can email me at lizandtom@longrealty.com. They can call me at 520-990-3604. Or I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter.
You're all over the place.
And I am probably really easy to find on Google. So anytime.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was a
Well,
pleasure
thank
having you on the
you.
show.
It was
Really
nice talking to you.
enjoyed the conversation. And we will see you guys on the next episode.